Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to get lucky, what it really means. I am your host, Tom Kieran, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I heard from a subscriber who said, Tom, I'm new to your channel. I'm really new to these metaphysical teachings. I'm following you and a few others. And really, it's after some events that happened that were really difficult in my life that's kind of pointed me in this direction. But I've got to be honest with you, I'm really skeptical. I don't know what to believe, whether there really is a power, whether we really influence reality with our thoughts and feelings. And to me, it just seems like some people are lucky and some are not. Some people are born with more potential and some are not. That the events that happen, we can control some events, but most of it is up to fate and destiny. I was wondering if you could talk about that. Well, guys, we're going to unpack this today and more. Here's what I want to say. Not only were you born lucky, but everybody was born lucky. Everybody was born under a lucky star. We were all born in God's image, in the image of that power, whatever you want to call it, consciousness, the quantum field, all that is, that energy. We're all part of that. We're all connected. That means we all have that same potential to be, do, or have whatever our heart desires. The ancients said it. Be still and know that I am God. That I am is that consciousness, is that power within you, right? Is that power and wisdom and energy, right? That's God. Know I am God. They were very clear there. Be still, go within, right? That our outer world reflects our inner world, what we're creating within, right? That nothing in the outer world can even exist without creating it in the inner world first, right? The inner world creates the outer world, right? That's what we're talking about. So you can call it God, all that is, consciousness, intelligent mind, quantum field, infinite potential, non-physical spirit. We were all born with it. We're all born lucky. We're all born under a lucky star. In fact, not only that, 99.9999% of what we are made is non-physical. We are mostly energy. We are mostly spirit. We're mostly God. We're all God, right? But think of this, we're mostly potential. We're mostly that wave of potential, of pure positive energy that hasn't collapsed yet. You hear this? 0.0001% is physicality. That's the collapsed wave of probability, right? That's the manifested physicality. That's us in these manifested bodies. So we're all spirit, but we've manifested this 0.0001% of physicality. That's hardly anything. We're mostly potential. We're mostly a wave or an energy of potential that can be, do, or have whatever our heart desires. And how's that created? Through our imagination, through our inner state. That's big, right? We were all born lucky. You are mostly unseen than seen, unreal than real. You are pure potential. In other words, you're pure positive energy. You're pure potential. You're mostly made of potential that hasn't collapsed, that hasn't conditioned that consciousness yet. Hear this, but we keep putting our focus on changing that 0.0001% of physicality from messing with the already manifested, as opposed to creating from what we mostly are made of, which is that non-physical energy, that 99.9999%. Right? You are nearly all inner world and outer world. That's why it's so important to create the ideal inner world, right? The ideal version of yourself or the ideal reality. When you create that ideal reality within, you must move to it. When you create that ideal version of yourself, you must occupy it. That's law. When you create the inner world, you create the outer world, right? You are imagination, that I am. The 3D world, that 0.00001% of you says it's impossible. It can't be done. You're not worthy enough, right? There's no way you can do it. Fat chance. Only the lucky ones can do that. Only the ones that were born under a lucky star, right? You don't have enough. You don't have the potential. You don't have what it takes. That's what that 0.0001% keeps saying, and you're listening to it, right? That voice is louder than that 99.9999%. Why? Because that's always the subtle whisper of God, that energy within you. The power is in the light touch, right? We're just not seeing it. That Christ in you saying it's already done. You already are everything you want to be. It's already within you. You've just got to point your attention to it, and then you will be it. Wow, that's big. Mostly energy, mostly potential. And that potential is all manifested. It all exists in all that is. In order to collapse the wave and move to it, you need to put your attention in. You need to create the inner state. It's not about luck. We're all born lucky. It's about using that God-given gift to be, do, or have whatever our heart desires. That's big. So your imagination, this is what Jospeh Murphy says, when disciplined, enables you to collapse time and space and rise above all limitations. This is Jospeh Murphy, right? Saying we can collapse time and space. We can collapse this 3D illusion, right? Because we're mostly energy. We're mostly spirit. So we can collapse that and rise above these so-called limitations of the 3D world, right? That small voice saying that you can't do it, filling you with fear and doubt, right? And then he points to scripture in this, and he says, now Israel loved Joseph more than his sons because he was the son of his old age. He tells the story of Joseph in the Old Testament. And what does Israel represent in this? Israel represents the spiritually awakened you. You're spiritually awakened to your imagination. That spiritually awakened you loved Joseph. Joseph represents your imagination, that Christ in you, that power was in you. The sons mean expression, other expressions, other ways to express yourself. And then the old age means or implies the wisdom and knowledge of the laws of a mind. So Israel, that spiritually awakened you, loved the imagination, right? More than all other forms of expression. Because he was the son of the old age. The son, because it was the son of the law of knowledge, the wisdom and knowledge in the law of the mind. That's big, right? And so this is what Murphy says, power to project and clothe your ideas, giving them visibility on the screen of space. That's how he talks about Joseph, or imagination from the Old Testament. Power to project and clothe your ideas, giving them visibility on the screen of space. So when Joseph had a dream, he told it to his brothers. They hated him even more. This is what scripture says, right? When Joseph, that's your imagination, they called Joseph the dreamer, right? Because he could interpret dreams. He had dreams. They called him the dreamer. Joseph, your imagination, had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. What do the brothers represent in this case? Your brothers represent your fears, your doubts, the 3D world telling you can't do it, that you're not good enough, that it can never happen. And they hated him, Joseph, the imagination, more. They hated him, meaning they rejected. Hate means to reject in the Bible. So it's saying that your brothers, the fear, that part of you that's fearful, that part of you that's doubtful, right? The part of you that looks at limitation, hated him, hates imagination even more, right? When Joseph had a dream and he told his brothers, right? So shut out the 3D world. Tell no one, right? Move to that state of your dream, of your wish fulfilled, right? Your dream is your desire or your wish fulfilled. The vision of it's done, right? Hate means to reject in this case, right? Your limiting fears, beliefs, doubts are your brothers, right? Don't tell them it can't be. They're going to say it can't be done. It's impossible. You aren't worthy of it. You don't deserve it, right? Move beyond time and space. Imagine, focus, and put your attention on the fulfillment in the end. The way you move beyond doubts and fears is you put your attention, your awareness, and your focus on the end, on the wish fulfilled, on your desire, right? It's only because when we start looking around, that's when the doubt seeps in, right? But let's unpack that a little bit more. Murphy says, lift your ideal or desire up in consciousness, exalt it, commit yourself to wholeheartedly to it. He's saying commit to it, rise up. This is the idea of rising up in consciousness, right? Holding your desire higher. He says when you do that, limiting thoughts and beliefs lose their power and dissolve. When you rise up to that state, when you put your focus on your wish fulfilled, and these limiting beliefs just start falling away. They start to dissolve, right? To imagine the end result, you have control over any circumstance or condition. This is what Murphy's saying. If you could stay in that imagination, imagining the end result, staying in that wish fulfilled, then you have control over any circumstance or condition, right? The 3D, it's not a matter of luck. It's not a matter of fate or destiny or just or that bad things happen. You have control of it. What you imagine as true, meaning what you believe, right? Because there's only one truth, and that's ultimate reality. That's the unconditioned consciousness. That's source. Everything else is what you believe to be true. Already exists in the next dimension of mind, and if you remain faithful to your ideal, it will objectify. Right? This is when Neville got it, and all the spiritual greats say the same thing. So, your imagination is the portal to your consciousness, to the subconscious, and infinity. It's your portal. That's why it's so important. That's why that inner world matters, right? Remember, beliefs, limiting or otherwise, are just agreements about the way you think things should be or are. Hear this. We get so caught up with beliefs, thinking that there's hidden ones, that the subconscious is trying to sabotage us. They're just agreements that we made about the way things are or the way we see ourselves. You don't have to agree with any of them anymore or anything else in 3D. Hear this. You can break those agreements. Nothing can move you without your agreement or consent, meaning nothing can move you without you believing in it. That's all beliefs are. They're just agreements, bogus agreements that you might not even remember agreeing on. But nothing can move you without your agreement or consent. Anchor yourself in your end result or wish fulfilled, right? That's your anchor, your focus, your attention, or your conviction that it's done, that your wish is fulfilled, and that you're thinking of it and expecting it and know that it's going to happen. That's your anchor. All thoughts and subjected to all thoughts and feelings that are contrary, right? They can't survive in that. In 3D events and circumstances, everything is subject to your end or to your belief or to that conviction. And if they don't match, disregard them. Reject them outright. Don't agree to it. Don't agree to anything that doesn't match your wish fulfilled. Don't agree to anything that doesn't match your end desired state, right? We get the friends, family, 3D world will try to talk you into it. Say, no, you can't do that, right? No, that's impossible, right? Don't agree to any of that unless it is absolutely agrees to your wish fulfilled or your desired reality, that new version of yourself or that ideal alternative or parallel reality. That's big. So let's talk about this. What is a miracle? Well, the dictionary says a highly improbable or extraordinary event. That's what a miracle is. That's what they define it. But think of this. You are a miracle. It's not just that there are some people lucky and some people not, that some people make it and some don't. We all contain the same potential. We're all miracles. Think of this. A lot of the spiritual teachers talk about this. A lot of coaches and self-help gurus talk about this. The probability of you even existing as the 3D you is 1 in 4 trillion. The probability that you even exist, that you were even born, is 1 in 4 trillion. That you are a miracle. If that's what you define a miracle, then you are that, right? They even talk about, they compare it to putting a turtle at the bottom of the ocean that includes all of the oceans of the world, and then throwing a life preserver somewhere in the ocean. And then the odds of the turtle finding that life preserver, going up and putting its head in that life preserver is comparable to you being born. The same, wow, guys. 1 in 4 trillion. You are blessed. I often say that when you comment on the channel or I welcome a new subscriber, and I really believe it. I feel that, ooh, a little tingle there. I feel that gratitude. I feel blessed, not just for the channel, not just the things, but just because we're 1 in 4 trillion to experience the duality and the relativity of the 3D world, the relativity and duality that we many times complain about, right? But we get to experience it. We're part of the 1 in 4 trillion that get to do this. They get to revel and celebrate and feel the highs and lows and what we would call good or bad or what we would judge as wanted or unwanted. We get to experience it all and then intend and create what we desire or what we want. That's big. You were born under a lucky star. We all were. So be open to life, right? This is what Richard Wiseman actually, who wrote The Luck Factor. He got down to, he examined over 15 years several people that were considered lucky and people that weren't considered, or people that considered themselves lucky and people that didn't consider themselves lucky, or consider themselves unlucky. And he got it down to a few things, but one of the big things he said is that the lucky people are open to life. They're open to opportunities, right? They're relaxed, they're chilled, they know that they're blessed, right? They drop importance, they have fun, they know it's all good. Imagine if you could just do that, then it all would start, it would that luck that Richard Wiseman is pointing to is infinity. That's God. That's the great subconscious working through you, right? And then Tennessee Williams says, luck is believing you're lucky. I love that. That's the best definition. Because it is all belief. It's believing in yourself. It's believing in the world around you. You create it all, right? Wiseman got it down to 4 things, and I want to show you how this ties directly to spirituality, directly to that God within you, right? He says the first one was what I just talked about, that they relax, they chill out, they're guided. They maximize chance opportunities, right? And we know that all probabilities exist already. But he gave an example where he had one person that considers himself lucky, and then the unlucky person. They told them both to go to a cafe, right? And on the way to the cafe, right in front of the cafe, they put money down. So when the lucky person went to the cafe, they saw the money, they picked it up, they went in the cafe, and then they talked to a business person right next to them and about opportunities and so forth. And so then the unlucky person did the same thing, walked right by the money, right, was feeling stressed, was feeling a little heavy, got into the cafe, sat down alone in a separate spot, didn't talk to anybody, and then left. And then they asked him, what was your experience in the cafe? The lucky person said it was a great day. I found some money. I made some great connections. It was wonderful. The person that considers himself unlucky said it was uneventful. It wasn't a great day. Hear this. It's all within, guys. Wow. How you see the world is how you experience it. That's big. So just relax, chill out, be guided. And then you're going to find the money on the ground. You're going to find the connections in the cafe. That's spirit working through you, right? And it says also, he said, the lucky ones listen to their intuition, right? In other words, they listen to that higher self. They listen to that God within them, right? This makes sense, right? And then he also said, lucky people expect good fortune. Of course they do, right? And you ought to too. You are good fortune. You were born lucky, right? Hear this. They believe in good luck. They believe in the good. They believe in luck, right? That's really what they're talking about. These lucky people are connected to their higher self, right? That's what it's talking about. And they see the good in everything. In other words, they're always on the path to their desires. Everything they see is everything as a stepping stone. Everything as on their path. This is big. So this is Wiseman coming from more from a 3D perspective, but it fits. Right? This is, nothing can ever go wrong. That's all I want you to know, and that we're all born lucky, and that there are no chance events, that we create it all. So really what I want to say is, make your inner state more important than anything. Make your inner state and how you feel the most important thing in your life or in the world to you. Because when you do, then the outer world will respond. There's nothing you need to do to the outside world. That's how to get lucky. That's what it really means. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. Hit us up on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Karen, our website at tomkaren.com or BeSomethingWonderful.com. And be sure to comment on the videos, guys. And if you want, I can post those comments on the community board if you have questions so our community can respond. Or you can email me the questions, and I can post them anonymously if you want, or I can post them with your name. It's up to you. This is Tom. See you soon with great love. Bye-bye.